We shot purely at night for 3 months. Nobody saw any daylight. And we started to forget what was real and what wasn't. And, even the cameraman started to scare me. I was so used to zombies running at me that I thought everyone was a zombie.
I love your house. It's beautiful. Just like you. I was a big fan for Maze Runner, and now moving on to the Resident Evil. You're such a survivor in different films. In these kind of films, they are always fancy you as a leading lady. Why was that?
I think I really enjoy it. I have so much fun playing these characters, and I love exerting the energy. I love learning about how these movies are filmed and having kind of all these different elements. I think it's a lot more fun than playing a boring character.
Yeah, but do you think you're related to them? Do you feel those characters at all? Or maybe person you're totally opposite. Maybe you just want to do a romantic comedy.
I'm actually a very kind of scared, chilled person. I would be quite useless in a real zombie. I would be very, very scared. So yeah, it definitely is a way of me exercising a part of me that doesn't exist, because I would not be as brave or as efficient as either of those two characters.
That way, you might not be survived if that really happened.
Yeah, no, I would be in the diner still eating my last breakfast. I wouldn't be able to do anything else.
Wow, so you're quite opposite. It's pure acting.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about the feeling of being chased by the zombie? I'm very curious. I mean, we can see the zombies in the theme park during Halloween, but it's never, you cannot touch them, let alone shooting them. So how does it feel?
It's really quite terrifying. Our makeup artists are amazing, and so they did a really, really good job. And a lot of the zombies aren't CGI. A lot of it is real, makeup and hours that they spent. And then they kind of rehearsed how to move, how fast to be, the sounds that they made. And we don't get to see any of that. We just see on set when they say action and they start running. And so I think we were all a little bit genuinely petrified on set, because they were so realistic. And it was really fun to get to interact with them, to learn how do you push a zombie off? How do you shoot a zombie? Where do you aim for?
I'm really curious. I want to learn how to shoot a zombie in case that happens in the future.
Yeah, we figured out best bet is to aim for the head, because if you hit the body, they keep going.
Oh,
so
okay.
You need to take the head off. That's what we decided anyway, that the zombie shooting rules are. But then also, if you go for the feet, they fall over, and it takes them a very long time to get back up again. So that also works.
Wow. So did you learn that from video games, or you actually received some training?
Trial and error. That was decided, that was pure instinct on the day of how to get away from 30 screaming.
Most of the action, did you did out of your instinct?
Yeah, definitely. We had to choreograph certain things if we're moving in a direction. But a lot of it, Johannes kind of let us play with. He let us just be terrified. And I think that's really good, because your body doesn't know the difference when you're acting or not. The adrenaline is the same. So it thinks you really are in a dangerous situation. And the best way to show that is to kind of just go with it. There was a great day where me and Avon were, being chased by zombies down a corridor. And we started to forget what was real and what wasn't. And, even the cameraman started to scare me, because it was just so dark and frightening.
Scare you? How did that happen?
Just by the end of the day, I was so used to zombies running at me that I thought everyone was a zombie.
Well, so the fear was real.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it helped that we were all quite exhausted. We shot purely at night for 3 months. Nobody saw any daylight. We shot purely at night for 3 months, so nobody saw any daylight. It was very, very cold, and we were all away from friends and family because of COVID. So we were all quite anxious anyway, and that really helped us show the fear.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, you just mentioned that you shot at night for 3 months. Wow, so that means you lived a zombie life for 3 months.
We lived a zombie life, that's so true. A lot of vitamin D tablets, but I think for 3 months I didn't see daylight. I would sleep through the day every day and then go to work at 6 p.m. It was an interesting experience, but probably not the healthiest way to work.
Yeah, that's quite tough though. I've heard that one of the set is the abandoned boys' school. you were shooting at night, is there any supernatural encounter maybe?
Yeah, it was definitely the creepiest set because we were filming it as the orphanage, and then we learned that it really was an abandoned boys' school.
Right.
It still had the beds inside, it still had some books, there were still some pictures on the walls. It definitely had a very, very creepy vibe.
So you didn't feel anything weird? I mean,
the weirdest thing was us. We were the weird people in there.
Whenever there is a abandoned place in Asia, it's always like a haunted story behind it. So that's why I was asking. I'm very curious, especially for this Resident Evil. It's totally like a horror film to me instead of the action.
Yeah. I think, we were creating pretend horror, so it was hard to know if it was real or not. Maybe there were some spirits there, but we scared them away with our zombies.
Yeah, because you guys are too tough. You're all suited up. And will you be nervous that people might compare you with Milla Jovovich?
I hope not, because it's a completely different character, and I think she's a badass, and I think a lot of actresses are, and a lot of roles are. And this is a very, very different movie. Tonally, we went in a different direction. I love those original Resident Evil movies because they're so of the millennium. They're so 2000s. The music, the colors, the speed of it, it's very of that time. Whereas ours is set in the 90s and is definitely kind of darker and slightly quieter in that sense. I think that's pretty cool.
Claire, why are you back here?
This whole town's been poisoned. If we don't contain this, it could threaten the whole world.
Shall we go?
Hi fans from Top Movie Picks. Please go watch the new Resident Evil movie if you are a fan of the games and if you want to be really, really scared.
别忘了订阅我们的频道，打开小铃铛就不会错过任何精彩内容，随时上架。我们下回再见。